Okay. Hello there. This is our 58th podcast episode. Spoon, always good to see you.
Yep.
Let me just
Hey.
play this. I'm getting our background music queued up. Oops. There we go. And we've got some game news, and we can talk a little bit about, Triangle Strategy reviews coming out. Game comes out tomorrow. Right? I'm correct? Okay.
Yep.
And other than that, yeah, we're just game news. Pokemon Gen 9 got announced when we thought it wouldn't get announced. So there's that.
Yeah. You can watch the playback on last week's podcast where we said we didn't think it would get announced.
We did not think it would get announced, and it got announced. That was and it's not just it got announced, it's coming out this year, which I think was even more shocking, at least for me. I was additionally surprised and we'll get to it when we see the trailer. I was additionally surprised that the actual game is going to look more like Arceus did with this open world feel. I was surprised. I didn't think they would jump all in on that like so quickly after Arceus. So I will say I was surprised. But anyway, Spoon, intro. As far as the YouTube goes, I personally have not posted the videos from last week yet. I'm super busy. I've mentioned it before, but this week was a really heavy week for me, not just for work, but for school. So I haven't had the opportunity to do it. I'm hoping that things will die down on the weekend where I can do that episode and this current one where they're recording right now. So yeah, that's my fault for being so busy.
Yeah, just let me know if you need me to help with some of that. Generally I don't do it because you handle it, but
yeah,
if you're ever swamped, just message me and I can handle some
this
of it.
recording. I'm gonna need you to do. That's what I'll say is I'm gonna need you to do this recording so I can really focus up on my work and school. Work has been like work increased right at the time school increased, which perfect timing.
Sucks.
So anyway, enough of that. The YouTube stuff's coming up. It's gonna go up this weekend for sure. For those of you that are being supportive and going and checking those out, we appreciate it. And I think as part of our intro, can we again just we did this kind of late last week, but can we just say again that our hearts and our hopes go out to the people of Ukraine right now who are really suffering. So
yep.
I hope
and they are fighting really hard against
an invader.
Yeah, an invader, exactly.
They're fighting hard. All the support to them, and I know there's a lot of different various like fundraisers going on, so be sure to keep an eye out for those and check those out and support if you can. It's a pretty scary time is what I think I would say. It's pretty scary.
Yep.
So hopefully things go out for the best, but right now it's been tough, really difficult. So Spoon, anything you wanted to add on before we move on to game news?
No, I mean, yeah, I just agree with you on that. And, obviously, countries are being trying to be diplomatic and not trying to intervene militarily because we don't want to see this escalate any further than it has right now. But, man, is Russia getting hammered by pretty much everyone, not only like politicians but like sports leagues and concert, all these different places are just like, yep, we're banning Russia.
Yeah, everyone is currently in Russia, the crisis for the people in the country is that everybody's swarming to ATMs to try and get their money out because the banks just are going to run out of money because they're no longer getting the same support, obviously, with all the sanctions. And their currency is tanking. Yeah. So everybody's like flocking to ATM machines trying to get anything they can, and like we are currently isolating Russia to the best of our ability. That is what I will say. Everybody is isolating them to the best of their ability, and it's going to have an impact. It just depends on if it leads to them just stopping, or if something else happens that's more severe, which we hope doesn't happen, obviously. Yep. So, okay. Game news? Game news?
Yep, let's do it.
Game news? Pokemon news? Now, I don't think I can play the audio on this, everybody. So you're just going to have to deal with the background music. This is the trailer for this new gen of Pokemon. This was during a Pokemon-related event this weekend. It was like I want to say it was a short event. It was like 15, 20 minutes. I really don't think it was that long.
Yeah, the full video was like between 10 and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it was like 12 or 13, something like that.
And this ended the video. So...
And to be honest, all but about a minute of this trailer is actually nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's this live action guard guy just like wandering around.
Oh, I'm 100% just skipping ahead. So there's this guy, he's wandering around, and here we go. This is the real meat of the video. Assuming we actually get to see it. There we go. And there it is in all its splendor. Gen 9 of Pokemon.
Oh my goodness.
I will say there's at least more stuff in the environment. There's more stuff to look at. Like, if we like go back a little bit, it looks more like an environment would look like in my thought. It doesn't necessarily look gorgeous, but there's more happening.
Those trees look like crap.
No, they do. No, they do. They do. I'm not arguing that they don't, but there's more activity, I think, which is...
Yeah, maybe.
I would much rather have this, even though it's not pretty, than have it just be barren and just be like... So this is like something that I was looking at. But yeah, none of this is particularly exciting if you're really focused on graphics, which... I mean, look, okay. Oh my God. Can we go back? I'm sorry, we have to go back. Look at the windmill in the middle. Just watch it.
Yeah, no.
Papega. Oh my God. That was horrible. Animations are fine for the most part, it looks like.
Yeah, they're fine.
Oh, that's a really laggy screen right there. People moving, like...
The art style is a little different from both like Sword and Shield and Arceus.
Right.
I can't really describe it. It's just a little different. And I just don't know how I feel about it. I just think the game. I mean, I don't know. The game just looks equally as crappy as Arceus and Sword and Shield did, just in a slightly different art style.
I would say it's more like there's more here. But it doesn't look it doesn't look more prettier in some areas.
It's a little more colorful, I would say. Like Arceus, the colors are kind of washed out, to be honest, and I don't know why they did that. But yeah, this one's more colorful, that's for sure.
Much better in that regard. But this tree here and the fruit on it, I swear to God, those look like pumpkins. I think the pumpkins are on the ground, which it's hard to tell from this image because it looks connected.
Those look like pumpkins, and that's probably like an pumpkins. It's probably an orange tree or something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure pumpkins grow on the ground.
Pumpkins grow on the ground, which is why I was like, why are pumpkins on this tree? Like the character model here, I paused it. Not bad.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Not bad here when we actually like pause it and look, and they're
and I guess like Sword and Shield were similar. Like the character models and the Pokemon themselves look fine. They look pretty good actually. But the environment and kind of the rest of it, the textures are they're just not good.
So here's another look. Again, character model doesn't look bad. And I think it looks pretty good. This particular shot doesn't look horrible or anything like that. It looks fine in the house. And then you have the switch. There it is. Oh, okay. And then we have to go to our starters, okay? So I'm skipping ahead. Here's our starters. The big reveal of our starters. We have the grass kitty. I swear to God, I thought this was a dinosaur, but apparently it's a crocodile. Red crocodile. And Donald.
I could see dinosaur. I thought it was a crocodile, and that's what the consensus seems to be. But I mean, you could very well be right. Like, who knows what it's gonna evolve into?
I don't know. I hope it's a dino. I like dinosaurs. And then we have Donald Duck, of course. We have Donald.
We have Donald.
Is that hair? That's hair, right?
What?
That's the duck's hair? That's not a hat, is it? Is that a hat or hair?
I mean, most people are assuming it's a hat. It looks like actually looks like Donald's hat from Kingdom Hearts.
Right?
Like, that's why people were saying it's Donald, because
Yeah.
people are like, get a picture of Donald from Kingdom Hearts and like, it looks like his freaking hat. Like,
Okay. So, oh, hold on. I'm having milk tea and Kate wants some. But yeah, and then there's the grass cat, which, I mean, yeah, we know who's going to be fans of that. And then I'm a fan of the crocodile, the dino crocodile thing. I love this thing. It looks so cute. Yeah. And of course, Donald Duck is going to be a favorite. So I just wanted to be a dinosaur or such to have that like fire dragon possibility. This is definitely going to probably stick with grass for now, based on this. This is going to be a water flying type, right? I think we can safely say that Donald's going to be water flying. Like, there's no way it could be anything else. I mean,
you just never know. I mean, probably, but who knows? Sometimes they evolve into weird stuff.
I hope it gets muscular and it's water fighting. It's just like a muscular duck.
The duck? That would be so stupid.
I would love it. I'd love that. And then I'm hoping middle one's fire dragon. That's my hope. I don't think that would happen. That seems way too powerful for a starter to have that kind of typing. But man, if it's firefighting, I'm out. I'm gonna
go. If they ever make another firefighting starter, I'm just gonna go crazy. I just can't take it. They've been really seeming to like the with the fire starter, like they'll do like firefighting, fire psychic, fire ghost. That was Typhlosion in Arceus is fire ghost.
Okay.
Or fire dark, because they had like Incineroar was fire
right,
dark.
Incineroar was fire.
Well, all the ones in Sword and Shield were just pure their type.
Correct.
Pure fire, pure grass, pure water.
Right. So there's
Fire Dragon would be dope. I mean, Charizard, let's be honest, should have been Fire Dragon.
Should have been 100%
in the first game, but wasn't.
So no, 100% Charizard should have been.
But I could see like, I don't know. This is it's a croc, right? So when I think of crocs, I think crocodile from.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see like Fire Ground. That would be interesting. Like, I'm not sure it'd be good. It's super weak to water, but it would be interesting.
It would be interesting. That would be kind of interesting, at least as a starter. We haven't seen that for starters. And then we have the late 2022 window, which again probably means November, but
yeah, probably November.
But still, like, I'm surprised. That really is soon. And in respect to what we didn't even anticipate we'd see this, and to know that it's coming out at the end of this year is really surprising.
I mean, so yeah, they announced they were going to do that Pokemon Day, and you figured that they were going to announce at least one new game, and that game would probably be their major release for this year. They do one like major fall release of Pokemon every single year.
True.
Whether it be, sometimes it's, it's a new gen, it's maybe a remake. They had Let's Go one year.
Or it's like a third iteration on the series, but Sword and Shield didn't do that. They did DLC.
Yeah, they haven't done that. Well, I guess they did Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yes.
But yeah, they did DLC for Sword and Shield. Yeah, they haven't done an actual third version of a game since Platinum, I think. Like
Black and White
had
2.
Black and White 2. X and Y didn't have a third version or a sequel.
Nope.
Sun and Moon had Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which
wow.
I didn't play those. I don't know if those were sequels or if they were like a third version type thing. And then Sword and Shield had DLC, but they didn't have a new version. So yeah,
but Platinum is the last time we've had that. Wow, it's been a while.
So yeah, this is the mainline Pokemon release for this year. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been another spin-off like a Let's Go Johto or I don't know what else. That it would have been something else, not mainline Pokemon, because Sword and Shield came out 3 years ago. 3 years seems, I mean, sometimes it's only 3 years between, but it's also been longer between the mainline releases. So
yeah, I mean, especially with the open world aspect. Like that's such a change from Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you. I would have thought they would have seen what the reception was like to Arceus first before they committed to it for their mainline game. But we'll see it. We don't know what the mechanics look like at all. Is it just gonna be, because the wild area in Sword and Shield was kind of supposed to be like this, but I don't think it lived up to that.
Right.
So we'll see what they do. Will they actually meld the mechanics of Arceus and the mainline games, whereas like you could do a little bit more like free roaming and easier catching without actually battling like an Arceus, or will they make it so that you can still only battle one Pokemon at a time and you can only catch things by weakening it and then throwing a Pokeball at it?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think the Arceus formula, I think, was actually a good formula for catching. I personally, even playing the Diamond and Pearl remakes here, I feel like the hurt the Pokemon then throw the Pokeball formula, it's kind of boring now. So something different was like refreshing.
We've been doing this for over 20 years.
Like I understand that it's part of the game, but maybe switching it up a little bit, doing it that way makes more sense for like wild Pokemon to just be like, okay, well, if you see it, maybe like a legendary, you do an actual scene
for sure.
But like a wild Pokemon, it's like I don't. Do I need this for my Starly?
If I'm going around catching Starlies and Bidoofs and Shinx, I don't need to single battle each one, weaken and throw I mean, the weaker Pokemon, a lot of times you don't even have to weaken it. You can just freaking throw a Pokeball and you catch it.
Yeah, you just got you. It's like whatever.
But to me, especially again for just random weaker Pokemon on routes, it makes way more sense to go the Arceus thing, where it's like, just let me sneak up on Pokemon and throw balls at them.
Right.
Like it's fine. I don't need to go into a battle with every single one.
The only issue is the EVs. So the EVs are typically done through battling Pokemon. I forgot if they changed that in Sword and Shield, where you don't battle Pokemon for EV training, you like do something else. Oh god, it's been too long, so I don't remember, but part of EV training was like just battling Pokemon that had certain EVs, and that's how you would do it. But I'm sure that formula's changed. I just don't remember.
I mean, there was always in Arceus, you can battle any wild Pokemon you want. You just throw your Pokemon at it and you initiate a battle. So if you want to EV train, you can still do that. But there's the option to not battle it and just throw a freaking Pokeball at it, or ignore it entirely and just get out of there.
It would be nice. I think the wild area definitely had some good stuff where you could see the Pokemon. Like that was nice. And like Let's Go series had the same thing, right? I think so, where you could just like see the wild Pokemon. Am I right? That needs to happen more. Playing the Diamond and Pearl remake has made me realize, wow, it's super annoying not seeing the Pokemon.
Yeah.
And you just random.
We don't want no more random encounters, please. We're done with random encounters.
Especially when you're trying to find a specific Pokemon in like a safari zone, and it's a hard one to catch. So you're like running around, wasting the whole safari zone period just trying to find this one Pokemon.
Or it's just rare to find, right? So you have to keep engaging in random encounters until you get that 5 or 10% chance it is for that one Pokemon to show up. Whereas it'd be way easier to just run around the area and let the things respawn, and when you see what you want, you see what you want.
Exactly.
It, right.
For me, that was Skorupi, the Dropion previous evolution.
Yeah.
It was Skorupi is actually really hard to catch in the Safari Zone. It took a while. Like it took a train ride basically just to get Skorupi on the team. But yeah, or it's probably Skorupi because Scorpion.
Skorupi.
Skorupi is probably makes more sense. Yeah. Anyway, so Spoon, we haven't seen enough to really say if the game is going to be great or not. Or we've only really seen visuals and the starters. That's about it. We haven't seen any other new Pokemon. We saw a lot of old Pokemon intentionally because they don't want to show any new ones. But what do you've played some Arceus? If this generation has a similar formula for that with more trainer battles, because I imagine that's going to happen, how do you feel about it? Like, what is your opinion?
I think I talked about it when I talked about my thoughts on Arceus. Arceus is all about the exploration and catching wild Pokemon and filling out the Pokedex in that game
Mm-hmm.
and doing the research tasks and that kind of thing. But there's not a lot of battling. There's a little bit of it, but most of it's like, you'll have a story battle with a trainer, and it feels like to me, a lot of times it just feels like a level check. It's like, hey, are you high enough level for this like boss fight or this content you're about to go into? Have a trainer battle who has like a level 30 Pokemon. Oh, you're high enough level to beat that guy? Cool, you're good.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, the battles are, they're there and they have more battle mechanics, but the focus of the game is not on battles. They happen every so often, maybe,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
a couple in each region. Like, again, I've cleared the 3rd region in Arceus, and yeah, there's maybe like 3 to 4 battles per region, so like maybe I've done around 10 battles or something in the game so far. Which isn't very much, whereas
No,
the
it's not.
mainline games is focused on, train up your Pokemon and be the champion. It's all about battling, basically. And as I mentioned in my Arceus thoughts, I would love to see a meld of the two. It's like, give me the Arceus open world and Pokemon catching mechanics, and the mainline like trainer battles and epic trainer battles and going through dungeons and having to battle through trainers. And I'd like to see them do something different than gyms, but it'll probably be gyms in the Elite Four again, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see something different. I would like to see the Team Rocket. Either the Team Rocket is the main focus of the game, and they're like, you actually are not just necessarily fighting gyms, but you're doing more of the, I guess you're more of like the crime fighter. You're trying to take down this organization. I would like to see that. I mean, like, we get that as a part of the game, but that's never really the main focus of the game. It's just sort of like the journey to becoming champion. But I would like it to be the focus of the game.
It's always secondary to the becoming champions. Like, Team Rocket's just in the way, and you have to go through them. Or, it's not always Team Rocket, but whatever the team is.
And I would like your rival to not be your best friend anymore. Now, there's one game where that wasn't the case, and it was Silver and Gold. In Silver and Gold,
in Red and Blue, he's not your best friend. He's your rival.
Okay, he's your rival. He's not your best friend.
He's not a dick like he is in Gold and Silver. Your rival's like actually a criminal.
Your rival's a criminal.
He's a dick.
Which was like so much. In my opinion, it's just like so much better. It's like, oh yeah, he's a crook. Like, you want to beat him up.
He steals his first Pokemon.
You feel bad when in the Diamond Pearl remake again, you're fighting your rival and your guys are like 10 levels over him. I feel like I'm abusing the kid. And so I'm like, okay, let's none of that. Let's move that away, because I don't even like that. It's not a rival anymore.
I like Gen 4 Diamond Pearl Platinum, but I hate the rival in that game.
Rival's stupid.
He's so annoying.
He's so dumb.
I hate him so much.
He's dumb. But I want a rival that's actually a rival, like Gary Oak. Sure, that is a rival. Or is actually just like a crook, maybe within the organization, and he's like one of the first people to meet in the organization, and he loses, so he's got like a grudge against you because he's the new person, loses to you, and you've got a grudge because you're trying to take down the organization, and he's like, stop this other rival, he or she is stopping you at every point. That would be way more interesting as a rival than Barry. Then Barry's like, I'm very impatient. Let's fight, and so I can get my ass handed to me. And it's just like, Barry, you're not. You're boring.
Or Hop in Sword and Shield.
Oh, fucking Hop! Just get out. Oh, God, I'm tired of the nice guy rival. Let's bring back the old rivals who aren't nice. They're just like, yeah, I don't like you. Okay.
I mean, you could do a split thing where they did in more like in Black and White. You had Sharon and Bianca, who were both kind of your friends, but Sharon was a little more hardline, and Bianca was kind of the nice girl. But then you had N. Then you had N as well, who was
a part of the bad organization,
and he was a part of Team Plasma.
Right.
Like,
he was part of Team Plasma. He was like their savior or whatever. That was cool. I like that.
That game had 3 rivals. You had like 2 kind of friend, nice guy rivals, and then you had N. You
had the bad guy. Yeah. I would like that. I would like that. I'm tired of Hop. Okay, I'm tired of Hop. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't like Hop either.
Oh boy. Okay, we're hearing the triangle calls already.
Dodge. Yeah, I think we're gonna get to triangle at the end. We're gonna go through everything else first.
Oh, okay. I'll move this over here then. So you can wait. You can wait. But I mean, I'm done with Pokemon currently. Spoon, do you have anything else to say?
The other thing I would like to see, which I don't think will happen because we've already seen a bunch of old Pokemon in the trailer, and I didn't really realize this until I watched a video on it this week.
Mhm.
But one thing that Black and White did really well is that it forced you to use the new Pokemon. You could not catch any of the old Pokemon in like the first go round of Black and White.
Mhm.
You had to use the new Pokemon from that region. And granted, that region had some of the most Pokemon, like new Pokemon of any generation, so that helped. And yeah, I just want to be forced to use the new Pokemon instead of like, oh, there's like, you know, Eevee. I love Jolteon. Let's just use Jolteon. Or like, I always use it. Like, I don't want to use the same Pokemon over and over again. I want to kind of be forced to use the new ones, right?
Right.
So
usually in your first areas, you always get the bird or whatever, the bird of the new gem, whatever it is, Starly, and then you have the pheasant thing. Whatever that was called. You have the Pidgeys, right? You have the bird of the region now. Bird and bug. The bird and bug of the region. Can the bug be a badass though in this one? Can it be a badass bug?
You also get the your like normal type one, like your Rattata or your Zigzagoon or your Bidoof or that one as well.
Yeah, Bidoof was a crazy one because Bidoof is the best Pokemon, so it's crazy.
I hate Bidoof.
That thing is a god. Don't you slander. Can we get into the Caesar? Yes, Caesar was...
Another Caesar,
let's take a Caesar.
Or a Volcanroa from Black and White. I love that Pokemon. I don't think I ever used it, but I just love the design of it. The fire
was cool.
bug. I love that Pokemon.
Fire moth thing. Cool. Very cool thing. Yeah, can we have a Beedrill, but it's good? That's what I want. I want a good Beedrill. Yeah. How's that? Early in the game, so like you have an incentive to want to like level it up.
So yeah, I would like more of an incentive on whatever the new Pokemon is. The problem is in the more recent generation, they haven't really added enough new Pokemon for that to be a thing. It seemed like they're like,
Yeah, well, first off, we're probably going to get a Pokemon limitation again. I would just assume that we're going to get limited Pokemon again. You're not just going to get every Pokemon in existence in this game. Because they did that before where they limited it. So I'm going to assume that's going to happen again.
Yeah, and we'll probably get new versions of old Pokemon as well, like they've been doing.
We'll get I forgot what the region's called in this one. I don't know what the region's called in this one.
I don't think they told us the name of the region, but everyone's like, it's Spain.
It's like, Spain? Oh, yeah, Spain. Okay.
Saying it's Spain because maybe some of the visuals, but also the names of the Pokemon. The crocodile thing is called Fuecoco, and the cat is like it's like
Spaghetti
Catito or something like that. Like it's very like Spanish sounding.
Okay.
Yeah, people are probably Spain.
Spain, Italy, maybe.
Spain/Portugal is what people are guessing, like that peninsula there.
Okay. Good. That's cool. I like that they do. I like that they do this. I want more exotic regions though. God, I hate to be this guy, but wasn't the last one based on it was based on England, right? Like London?
It was the UK.
Yeah.
It was for sure the UK.
I have to say it. The UK is not a pretty place. Let's get a bit more festive regions than the UK. Let's get a bit more like Sun and Moon. It was Hawaii. It was great. Yeah. It's cool. It's Hawaii. Let's get something like areas that have a lot of variety and color. The UK just isn't that. I'm sorry. It's just not in London in particular.
It's way up north, right? It's like cold and it's
yeah. But anyway, okay. Any other stuff?
Nope. I'm good on Pokemon.
Okay. We're gonna probably hammer through this one quick. Amazon Luna, Amazon's version of a cloud service for gaming, is a Amazon Prime benefit now, which is really nice. In fact, probably should have been that before, but they've roped them together. So if you want to if you have Amazon Prime and you want to play games through the cloud, it's now available to you. No extra price anymore. So I think it's cool. I've tried Luna. I thought it was fine. I do think that it's a nice add-on. I might even consider messing with it when I have more time on my hands, but it's cool. Like, I think it's cool that this is a roped in benefit with Prime. I think outside of Prime it's like $8 or something a month, so it's not like a huge commit. It might be more than that though now. But it's cool. I'm sure their library has grown a good amount since I tried their beta. So I know you haven't tried Luna, but if you have Prime, like, now you can just use it. So that's it's nice. Like, it's nice. It's like Twitch Prime giving you a free Twitch sub. It's like, okay, it's nice. Like, I'm not gonna complain about that. It's nice. Well, it says kinda in here, but I don't know what kinda is.
And what I read is it's going to be kind of like a rotating carousel of games.
Oh, that's still nice. I still think that's fine. I still think that is fine, depending on how big the carousel is.
It's better than nothing, obviously. Like, you know.
So, okay. I just think it's good. I don't even care if it's a carousel of like 10 to 20 games. I don't even care. It's a part of a Prime benefit now. It's like, okay, great.
Yeah, it's just that, and you know, they're increasing the cost of Prime, so
probably a reason for that. This might be one of the reasons.
I mean, I don't think they would have needed to add this, to be honest, but you know, they are increasing the cost of it this year, and it's nice that they're adding stuff to it too, instead of just like increasing the cost without adding anything.
Right. I agree with you. I agree. Okay. Massive anime library. Crunchyroll and Funimation are merging fusion style to become the largest library of weebness in the world. So, Spoon, I'm sure for yourself and other Crunchyroll subscribers, right? People who watch a lot of stuff on Crunchyroll, it's great. I'd argue that anime has become monopolized, but that's just me. And
yeah, but again, that has already happened. Like the merger happened like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
They just hadn't consolidated the services yet, so you still had to pay for both like Funimation and Crunchyroll.
True.
Now they're just slapping them together into one, and at least so far they're not increasing the price of it. I'm sure they will eventually, but right now Crunchyroll is remaining at whatever its price is.
Sure, but just a big library of stuff, and I mean, like, it's good. So, yeah. If in the short term, change, it's great.
Yeah, in the short term, this is good for consumers. We'll see about the long term again. See if, like, since they have monopoly now, they just freaking jack up the price and make it ridiculous. Then maybe that'll happen, but we'll see.
I doubt it, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, is there really anybody that challenges Crunchyroll right now? I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like a one-off, and like I know that other services like Hulu, Netflix, and all that do have some, but seriously, it's not even close to the same.
Yeah, no, it's just about a monopoly. It's just about a monopoly.
It's not even close. Yeah,
in the West at least.
Yeah, that's for the West. Yeah,
English sub and dub.
Yep. So, okay, I have nothing to say. I don't use Crunchyroll.
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly haven't been using it much lately either, but I just saw it and thought, okay, cool, whatever. Not exactly game news, to be honest, but close enough.
Yeah, so I mean, Sony owns both of them, so right? Sony owns, yeah.
I think so.
So okay. Back to game news. EVO won't have Smash because Nintendo said so.
Yeah. Nintendo said nope.
Nintendo says we're doing our own thing, so you don't get to have our game now. Which I just I think we talked about this.
It's Nintendo being Nintendo. The other reason that might be, and I didn't think about this, but again, I watched a video on this.
Mm-hmm.
It was yesterday. Maximilian dude, who is a fighting game player and commentator.
Yeah, he's a big one.
sure you've heard of him.
Yep.
He was talking about it. Is like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but we talked about it last year. Sony owns EVO now, and Nintendo could be like, yeah, we don't want Sony profiting off our games and our characters, so
True.
fuck off. No Smash at EVO.
No, that's true. That is true.
So could be a bit of that. Could be again a bit of just Nintendo being like, yeah, nah, it's fine. We don't like. We're gonna do our own thing. They partnered with. I don't remember the name of the company. They partnered with somebody else for a Smash like esports scene or circuit or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I guess they just want to focus on that and spite Sony and just yeah. I mean, again, it's Nintendo being Nintendo. We've talked about it many times in the past. They're not consumer friendly at all. They just don't care.
No.
They just don't care.
I mean, like, on one hand, as a business decision, there is some logic to saying Sony owns this now, and we don't want, like you said, we don't want Sony profiting.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, but Smash doesn't need exposure. That's the other thing too. Smash doesn't need exposure. It's already there. It's already extremely popular, and I think a circuit of its own is great if you put, if you invest in it. Nintendo doesn't invest in things like that though.
No,
they don't. So I have zero faith in their ability to do it. Also, like, wouldn't that their own circuit would be LAN events, right? They would have to do LAN events. You can't do anything online related with that game.
I have no idea. I mean, you could try, but yeah, it sucks.
No, you can't. You can't. It's terrible. So you have to do LAN events, but again, that means that Nintendo has to invest in that, and that's a lot to invest in. I just don't think Nintendo will actually like full-heartedly invest in it. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. I agree with you. Even Sakurai himself has said in the past that like they don't really believe in Smash as a competitive game. Like they've kind of rolled over and said like, fine, if you want to play it competitively, but we don't really want anything to do with it.
But that's such a okay. It's a fighting game. It is inherently competitive.
Yeah, but they see it as like, it's Nintendo, it's family friendly. It's supposed to be just like, hey, fun for the whole family. Yeah, Smash.
What, like, it's so. I understand that, but it's incredibly naive to think that. Oh, well,
I agree.
We don't want the game to be competitive. It's like, it's a fighting game. It has to be competitive in some sense. 100%. Like, you can have fun with people. We get that. Of course, if you want to build the game like that, fine. But people are gonna make it competitive. Like there are other games that I'm like, this shouldn't be as like competitive, possibly, but they are. Like people will make things competitive because that's just like what people want to compete and push themselves. Smash is a competitive game, whether or not they want it to be casual. It's a fighting game. Fighting games are going to be competitive. To think otherwise or to hope otherwise is you're just fooling yourself.
Yep. 100%.
I don't know, but I think this is more Nintendo just not wanting to be a part of a Sony thing. I'm gonna say yes on that.
Yeah, I think that's at least part of it, if not most of it.
So anyway.
So yeah, just Nintendo being Nintendo. You see one of these stories comes out and you just roll your eyes like, oh, Nintendo, not again. Here we go.
This is who they are. This is just who Nintendo is. They just Nintendo like will only full-heartedly support very specific things, but even this, they're not going to support their own circuit for this like seriously enough. I really don't think so. So anyway. Moving on.
Yep.
Okay, this is a short one. I just wanted to put this on here. Guardians of the Galaxy, we talked about last week, has not performed well from a sales perspective. Is going to be on Game Pass.
Yep.
Which is awesome for those of you that have it. Like, outstanding game. Won awards for the narrative. If you have Game Pass, you should play it. Also, there's a couple of games leaving Game Pass. Nier Automata is leaving Game Pass. I didn't even see this on the bottom.
I mean, this does happen, by the way.
Mhm.
Games come and go from Game Pass
They
based
do.
on. I'm sure Microsoft signs deals and contracts with these companies for things to be on probably for a set period of time, and then once that expires, they
Right.
either re-up it or they just let it
They just let it go.
let it go.
No.
Like this same thing happens with Netflix, Hulu,
Yeah.
Prime Video, any of these streaming services. Like sometimes you don't notice it, and other times you're like, hey, I really liked that movie. That's sad that it's going
That's
away.
it's going away. Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, this is one of the downsides to some of these, these streaming platforms and streaming services. Like sometimes a game or a movie that you like is just like, yeah, they're just not re-upping whatever the deal they have for that is, so it's going away. You can't play that anymore.
Right.
But yeah, Guardians on Game Pass is cool. Hopefully, Square sign, they're recouping probably some of the losses that they had from that game.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately.
Signing this will give them some money back from that. I think it's a good idea. Like if the sales were poor, you got to find ways to get your money back, and this is one. Like it gets you a piece back, and it builds interest for the game.
Yep.
So it makes sense. I do think that makes sense. But yeah, Guardians, like, I want to play this game at some point, and it's great that it's on Game Pass. Like, it came out in October, right? So 5 months. Yeah, so 5 months. It's still recent enough where it's somewhat relevant to play it. It's not a year old or anything like that. There's still some relevance there. People are still like, there's still something there. So I think that's great. I definitely want to play this though. It looks everything I've heard so far has been positive on it, so I'm happy. Any other thoughts, Spoon?
Nope, I think that's about it.
Okay. NIS America reveals a new logo ahead of 20th anniversary. So for its 20th anniversary, it took all the color out of its logo. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'll say this. Most of the logo redesigns I've seen recently that have turned logos a little more simplistic, I haven't liked very much.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I still think I like the old one better, but I don't mind the new one. I think it's okay. Like,
can you explain what NIS is before we go any further? Thank you.
NIS is a JRPG publisher. NIS America published the Falcom games Trails and Ys. They publish like Disgaea as well. They've published Disgaea. A lot of smaller and more niche JRPG series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are a mostly JRPG publisher.
Just looking to see, and then 20th anniversary next year. It says next year. It says December 24th, 2023.
Yeah, that's still like a year and a half away.
Yeah, that's still pretty far away, but
yeah,
they're getting ready for it. So
yep. Again, this is not a major piece of news. The other thing that kind of goes along with this is they released a new trailer and the official release date for us Trails fans for Trails from Zero, which is the first game in the Crossbell arc, which again is like it's not a remake, but the Crossbell games are old, but we haven't gotten them officially translated and ported to the West here, and they're doing that.
Okay.
So that game's coming out in September 27th, I think it was.
Mm.
So, yeah. Again, I know most people here don't care, but that is one of the games they publish. So, yep.
Okay.
That's kind of it for that.
Okay.